Okay guys, I'm at the wheels of the updated Lexus NX300, and what they've done this round is that they've added a lot of features while reducing the price. So the only thing that they've taken out is the sunroof, and they've added the power boot with the kick assist, so you can kick the boot and get the power boot to open. And the other thing that they added is this. So this is unlike the one in let's say the BMW 6 Series GT, where it merely bounces you off the lanes. This one actually is a lane keep assist plus adaptive cruise control, which means is semi-autopilot. So this is good because at this price point, Lexus now has a car which has the full semi-autonomous assist systems, same as the Volvo XC60 and the Volvo XC40. So what price point they've adjusted the car to now would be 333,000 for the one I'm driving now. This is the premium range, and the only thing you get on top of this is the F Sport with the body kit. Now back then the F Sport is 405,000, now it's 345,000, significant reduction. And this means that the NX now is a very compelling product. Why? Okay, all this while it has been a very comfortable mid-size premium SUV, but now it has the modern safety features, I may say, with blind spot assist and all that. But I don't think it has the other further mitigation system that the Volvo system has, which includes dangerous maneuver, which includes run-off road mitigation and all that. But nevertheless, it's a very good addition. Now this car has always been spacious enough, comfortable enough, and for the rear passengers, this is the only car in the segment with the kind of seating position that you get, let's say in a 7 Series or S-Class, the kind of recline sitting position that you don't get in any of its competitors, not even SUVs from a larger segment. You can talk about stuff like the X5 or XC90. You don't get a kind of sitting position, the one that you get in this NX, which is based on, I mean, the Toyota Harrier is based on this car, so that car also has this kind of really reclined, comfortable seating position. So we're driving to Port Dickson. So far, how's the driving experience? It's quiet. Not the tires though. Tires don't feel really quiet, but that has something to do with the road conditions as well. So, but overall, I mean, we all know Lexus makes very comfortable and quiet cars. As for how the car drives, drivetrain wise, it used to be compatible to the competition. So back then, think about it this way: BMW 2-liter turbo, Audi or Mercedes-Benz, all of them are 200-ish horsepower and 350 Newton meters of torque. This one as well, but all of them has since updated their drivetrain, and the likes of Mercedes or Audi or BMW, they are now making 370 Newton meters of torque. And in terms of horsepower, they are somewhere around 252, 258. This guy is still at 235, negligible I would say for buyers of this segment, but nevertheless, it is 10-20 horsepower down. Transmission wise, this is 6-speed. So put it this way, I mean, Toyota transmissions, we all know one thing: bulletproof. But the Germans, since the 8-speed ZF has proved that they too now has bulletproof transmissions. Okay, so in terms of shifting, this cannot be compared to the 8-speed ZF, and it doesn't have as many ratios as the 9-speed G-Tronic. The only other European premium SUV that uses iSyn would be Volvo, but that's an 8-speed. So is this comparable now? Very comparable, I mean, for the segment, and it is definitely one you should consider, because think about it this way: Volvo, the T5 is almost strip naked, right? There are no apart from the engine, there are not much premium car features in that car now, and T5 is really not a car that I would recommend getting. Then it will be the T8, but the T8 is a plug-in hybrid, and yes, plug-in hybrid is advanced. You have the smooth driving, blah blah, and all that. But we all know, at the back of your head, you will know that even if you want to keep the car for 15, 18 years, you can't, because it is a plug-in hybrid. The batteries will go after 8, 9 years, and you have to spend 40,000 ringgit just to get it replaced. Then you have the X3, which is a larger car. X3 is larger than this one. Apart from the seating position behind the NX, other than that, the whole car is smaller than the X3. But the X3 also has little meaningful specifications apart from iDrive, you know, the stuff that you get from BMW, concierge service, connected drive, and all that. Then the GLC. The GLC has okay features, but it doesn't have these advanced safety systems like what the XC60 has or the NX currently has. But of course, we all know the GLC is the favorite now, right? It is still beautiful. It is a beautiful car, but they have made it uglier. They updated it and it's coming soon. The uglier GLC is coming soon, but that one is really personal. I mean, this is a very personal opinion, right? I do think the GLC was correct, spot on in its first rendition. Okay, so at 330k now, this is, I mean, when you think about it, fully imported CBU, 330k. Lexus really has squeezed their prices down, and when they show us the chart, it's a significant reduction. So I mean, I've been driving on highway roads. I haven't had the chance to throw it about. So yeah, there are no, you know, like digital clusters and all that. So when you look at,
we are passing by these now on town, so
basically from the driver's perspective, from the vantage point of the driver, looking through the meters, the standalone screen there, this type of layout, this type of presentation is now comparable even to a CX-5, right? So it's no longer really special now, this kind of interior build. Back then it was special. What do you get? You get, I mean, I'll do the walk around video later, but overall highway drive is comfortable, and I do believe the seats are air conditioned. Is it? The seats are air conditioned, yeah. So again, the only car in this segment with air conditioned seats, something that is very important for Malaysians. So other car makers should know this, right? Malaysians, we would prefer an air conditioned seat than a sunroof. Okay, a sunroof is practically useless in Malaysia. Panoramic roof, yes, you get the kind of view, you know, gives you a more airy feel, but in terms of real advantages, real benefits, they don't present any compared to an air conditioned seat, right? And it feels really comfortable. Later we'll go through all the detailed features, and now traffic jam, you finally can activate the radars, and then you can have traffic jam assist. So this car also has traffic jam assist, which works from 0 to 100 km/h. So technically speaking, I should go left lane? Yeah. No? Yeah. Sorry, the GPS is showing straight, so that's okay. Not much of lane change. Will it slow down? Slow down? Slowing down by itself? Slowing down by itself. So pretty alright. Pretty alright. And the only other, I mean, Infinity also has these systems, but Infinity one is a bit, I may say, they started early and without any consideration of any European laws. So their semi-autopilot system, you can activate it and not touch the steering wheel. You can watch my video. I was in the car going 150 or 160, 14 to 15 minutes. I'm not touching anything, and the car is just doing it by itself, which I think is very scary. And their that steering decoupling mechanism is just stuffs of nightmare, because I remember I was driving on the highway. There are cones being put on to slowly guide us to the middle lane. I moved the steering wheel a bit. The steering wheel moved, but the wheels do not move because that action was very minor. It was considered as something to be ignored by the car. I have to yank the steering wheel to recouple the steering rack in order for the wheels to turn. That is absolute bonkers, you know. The guy who did that in Infinity should be fired. So, yep, this car has traffic jam assist. Now that we've stopped for more than 4 seconds, later on I will have to either touch the throttle or touch the lever to reactivate it. Right, we'll continue later. Okay, part of fast driving now. Okay, just now when I was going about 40-50, when I put my foot down, there's a little bit of steering angle, top steer, okay? And let's put it this way. It's a car that you can enjoy a little bit of fun driving, but not like that, okay? So, at its core, this car isn't engineered to put driver enjoyment at its heart, you know. This is a comfortable mid-size SUV, and in terms of how the throttle mapping, the response with the transmission, when you let go of the throttle, when you reapply the throttle, how it behaves and all that, that is far down the priorities when it comes to the engineering. So it's not like when Mazda did the CX-5. Driver enjoyment for an SUV as utmost up there, you know. So this car is more for comfort, more for, you know, practical usage in town, and there is a little bit of performance. There is not a little bit, 235 horsepower. A little bit is a bad way of saying it. I mean, let me see. Okay, let's overtake. But it's a powerful enough engine, you know. See, 235, 350 Newton, and then so this type of undulation is okay. But if it's the more jarring type, right, you really can feel the shake goes into the cabin. So that again, it reveals this this chassis, which is not the most recent, but spec sheet wise, in terms of how many ticks it has now, is worth the price. Okay, so
and it's CPU.
Oh yeah, fully CPU, so it's alright. Okay, then, yeah. I would say this type of chassis, if it has 170, 180 horsepower, then you'll be putting a lot of smile, you know, pulling the engine. But when it has 350 Newton, 235, let's say the powertrain slightly exceeds the capability of the underlying platform. But again, SUV, you're not gonna do silly stuffs with it. You're not gonna see. So I think
you can go.
Alright. Oh, it's gone already.
Yeah.
Oh, lorry coming. Careful, everybody. For those of you who don't really know, most of the fatal accidents don't happen on North-South Highway. It happens on B roads. You're going 60, the other car going 60, boom, it's 120. Yeah. So, okay, enough of exciting driving. There's a big tractor up front. With the police. Okay, keeping close convoy. I can already imagine if I bring this car and got a Genting run, right, there will be a lot of instances whereby I have to plant my throttle down for it to kick down and spool the turbos and push the car, and the moment I let go, it will just upshift and be at ease. That tells you the character of what they engineered into the car, right? Supposed to be a smooth driving car, which has the grunt for highway drive. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Okay guys, we're at this beautiful location here somewhere near Podixon, and looks like Langkawi, right? Very, very nice place. So look at that, the two Lexus NX over there. This is the car that I'm driving. We're all the same specs, premium spec. So let's give you a quick walk around on the car. There's no differences from the exterior. Alright, this still really sharp lines. I mean, all Lexus has these lines, right? And now they've updated the adaptive headlamps. These have what we call matrix LEDs now, so they can map out the front, you know, has shadows to hide out cars and show the dark areas. It is adaptive, following your steering. It's very high spec now. Okay, even the indicator lamps are sequential now. Alright, I'll put my coffee here and continue to walk around. There are two types of rims. The urban spec, which is the entry spec, and this one, the premium spec, has these wheels. If you opt for the F Sport, you will have a different wheel design, but I felt this one is sportier looking. And even if in the F Sport it is still 18-inch, you wouldn't want any larger wheels with this car. I'll explain further. The wheels are Yokohama Blue Earth. Blue Earth, I presume, is some eco tires. Okay, have a look inside. This is new. This trim level is new. It's a dual tone leather, which adds to the appeal. And these nice wood trims. Lexus do really beautiful wood trims. All right. Stitches as well. Lexus stitches are wonderful. But one thing is this car, the underlying car, is actually I mean, it's shared platform with the Harrier. Okay, so there are some parts further down here, it's like the hard plastics and all that, and these are not the usual Lexus you feel, but overall it's still very nice. And this material is soft touch, it's nice and plush. Overall, construction wise, is Lexus level. Okay, Lexus levels of construction is very solidly built. Okay, but there are stuffs that reveals its roots. Look at this. I mean, when you compare to the competition, even some of the buttonry, you know, I mean, it's covered in nice felt, very high quality ones, but there are certain parts that reveals its roots. Okay, these knobs and all that all feel very high quality. I have my reserves with these little buttons. You look at the size of these buttons, and they're all very logical. Alright, but these are really tiny. Look at that, my finger actually covers the entire button. So this part, I kind of felt that could have been better designed, but small complaints here. Alright, these toggle switches feels good to operate. Again, they are very small. You have this touch sensitive pad here. Journalists from UK, Europe, they keep complaining about this, but for me, it's just about getting used to it now. Every car maker has their own logic, right? Because this one, you look at the screen here, you don't need any hand-eye coordination, and what this allows the UI design to do, theoretically speaking, is that you don't need to go through a linear menu method. You see, in BMWs and Mercedes-Benz, they have the click wheel, right? It has to be linear. You go up and down only, and then you click in, it goes to another menu. But with a touchpad like this, you can technically move around. That's at least is theoretical, okay? But in terms of execution, could have been done better, huh? Some unique touches here in the car. It's a little mirror that you can just take off and do your mascara or stuff like that. Okay, inside here is well compartmentalized. You have some USB ports, 12-volt sockets, some coin holders, and overall it's nicely sized. There are some runners for your cables, so it's okay. Cup holders. This is a rest pad for you when you do your writing or scrolling, things like that. Sport, normal, eco, but they do not a lot. Okay, only in the F Sport that you get adaptive suspension. So in the premium and the urban, even if you go to sport, it's just an artificially they made your steering wheel heavier, and then throttle response and brake to be slightly more sensitive. But again, this car wasn't tuned for really very sporty driving. Okay, and let's come to the rear seats. This is the part that this car beats the competition. Look at my sitting position. Look at how reclined I am. You don't get this kind of sitting position in any of his competitors, be it the XC60 or X3 or GLC. Okay, this is a very comfortable sitting position, and in terms of leg room, it's alright, but it's not as spacious as the X3. Okay, so some cup holders that raise slowly, but there are no compartments here. It's just a cup holder. Alright, these look really sparse, and these are not usual Lexus level of plastic quality. And these as well, the leather seats, this new so-called trim level, right, doesn't really look like the usual Lexus seats. I mean, you can go into an ES or an RX, it'll be something better, but overall, not much of complaints. Okay, it's alright. Little door bins, really small. See the whole plastic molding here. Speakers are here, but this does pretty much nothing, and very small. Okay, look at the boot. Okay, the boot is also one of the smallest in class compared to the likes of XC60 or the GLC or the X3. Okay, it's not very deep. Right, there is some compartment here for you to store your stuff hidden away. But overall, the car is very quiet. You know, these are decent materials. It's thick. Look at that. Okay, it absorbs sound as well. And power tailgate. So what they have updated now is that you can kick. Oh, the scuff plates, proper metal scuff plates. Some Germans out of nowhere, they put some cheap plastic scuff plates over there. Look at this part. I want you to see between the gaps. See, this is the light, and in between normally it's black, it's dark, but there is light coming out of there, right? So this is attention to detail. And look at this 3D tail lamp that juts out. Very familiar, right? So they did not copy BMW, alright? They did it first. Okay, this L motif that juts out, they did it first. Alright, so driving position. Let's come here. There's the driver's seats. See these? Not very Lexus, not very premium car-like, but again, Japanese cars, they've been doing that for years. Close the doors, and the start button is over here. You get powered steering column, so that is a good addition, and it makes the car feel properly premium when it lowers itself and juts out like that. You know, that adds some drama. These little chrome bits here is a bit out of nowhere. So these leather wrapped dashboard, they're okay, the stitching is fine, all these are fine, but very high up here, I believe these kind of material should be down there, which I don't mind if it is down there. Alright, but way up here, but at least it's smooth. It's not a scratchy type. You know, the ones that you get in X-Trail, you scratch it and then it leaves mark. It's not that. Okay, so overall, it's fine. But in this era, 2019, when you have the GLC, when you have the XC60, when you have the X3, this car actually now feels decidedly smaller. The only similar one to this size is the Q5. Okay, the new Q5 is rather small as well, but in terms of 5 passenger seating, it's alright. And the rear seat recline, I really like that. Okay, not even the XC90 or X5 has that kind of seating position, which is really comfortable. Some touches here, see, oh, and it dims off slightly. So this is a nice touch. This is a very nice touch, adds to the premium appeal. This is good as well. No surprises here, even Kia specs this visor. Alright, this one might look metallic, but it's straight off painted plastic. This is straight off painted, metallic painted plastic. Not the really cold to the touch kind of material. Alright, steering wheel. It's a nice steering wheel. The size is okay, the girth is okay. The pedals, it have some shape there, some L shapes there. So I have no complaints on that. But the pedals, again, same material as this. They are plastics, but it's metallic painted. It's not as in metal like this or this. This is you know, satin chrome metal. Feels nice. Feels good to the touch. Now specs. The spec of this car is rather high now with the updated specs. There's a sunroof delete, so they remove the sunroof, but then you get full-fledged semi-autopilot assist. So basically, when you're driving, you push this button, you activate radar cruise control, push it down one time to set the speed. Actually, I find it funny. You should just press this and both should activate at the same time. You don't need to press this and press that again. Basically, but anyway, when you push these two buttons, this and then push it down, you're in radar cruise control mode. This one activates your lane keep assist. This one sets your distance. So and then you are in semi-autopilot. Same grade as Volvo's semi-autopilot system, not the ones that bounce off the lanes like the C300 or the 6 Series GT. Okay, this is pretty unique. You have a button to actually lock the differential electronically, and these two buttons are added here, see. So powered reclining for the rear row, the second row recline. You don't need to fiddle around looking for the lever and pull it, you know. You don't need that. Just press a button and then you should activate. Let me do this. Oh, maybe it's already reclined, so it doesn't. I think it needs to go back to its position, then only it can be activated. I'll try it later on. Okay, why don't I try it now? Okay, so oh, it works. Look at that. Alright, that's a very nice addition. This is powered recline, and I think it's better than trying to look for straps and all that, you know. Yeah. So in terms of its price, 333,000, and then for the specs, for the performance, I think now this is a competitive enough product. But in terms of the drive, I would say it feels its age, because when you go through the uneven roads, right, it shakes the car, and it shakes, you can actually feel it. So in terms of chassis rigidity, in terms of how modern or how advanced the platform feels, it does feel its age now, especially when you consider that most of the rivals have some form of digitalized cluster, right? This one analog, and then, I mean, I have no complaints with this, but this, when you just look at this alone, singular, right? Even C segment cars are already like that now. Alright, so yep, that's the review of the car. So what are you getting? 333,000 is the only premium car from Japan in this segment. And when you know that when I say Japan, you will know that you buy this car off Lexus, you will not likely go back within 1 year for things like, oh, I hear some sound behind the seats, you know, or I have some problem with this or that. No, this is Lexus we're talking about. The QC is the best, right, in terms of QC. So it's a car from a brand that you know it won't give you all the niggling issues that most premium cars will have, more or less. So yep, but and then the specifications is worth the price. But overall, appeal is something that you need to go and test drive and see whether you like the car or not. It's not a car without flaws, but it only has its flaws because it has outlived a certain, not to say a generation, but then the counterparts have updated their lineup. So in terms of specs and price, it's still comparable. In fact, it's higher spec than most of its rival, apart from the XC60. And no, I think this is the highest spec now. If I don't count the panoramic roof or the sunroof of the others, the fact that it has full autonomous and a full semi-autonomous, and then a powered recline rear seats, that makes this car compelling enough. Okay, it's worth the money at least. But sporty driving, I would rank it below all its premium counterparts in terms of how it drives. Alright, it's not annoying per se, but it's not engineered that way. It is a comfortable highway cruiser, practical day-to-day on urban roads and for your school runs. Alright, that's the updated Lexus NX. Cheers.